Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Mad Max, and this is Mental Madness. That's right, folks. I am back. It's been a while. I've been busy with family things. My brother got married, got to go home, see some really good family members, spent some great time with some quality family. And that's what life's about. But even then, while I was spending time with my family, I noticed just the craziness that's enveloping in people lately, even within my own family. And the drama and the mental fucking madness, folks. It's what my show's about. It's what society has started to it's what the world is falling into. And it is a mental thing. Life is all about who you are and what happens inside of you. It is a conscious thing. Life is consciousness. And if your consciousness and your expression of consciousness is happiness or sadness, then you will reflect in reality happiness or sadness. And it comes to a point, it took a point in my life where I had to go. I served 8 years in the military, folks. 2 tours to Iraq. Was injured. Many other tours to quote-unquote classified locations. We're not dealing with, just a minorly corrupt government. We're dealing with a dirty government. And not everybody within the government is dirty. But I would suggest that there are some really bad calls being made on all sorts of things that I won't get into. I love my family and I love my life, and I want to keep it that way. And that's how serious these folks are. So, and if you don't understand that, then sorry. But I will do my best to let people know that there is another way of living life. And we are not going to fall into the mental madness stage that every other great civilization has fallen into. In fact, I'm here to fucking tell you now that we're aware of the mental madness stage. And we can cure this disease. We can cure this ailment before it turns into something too bad. I mean, for instance, when I mean too bad, say you're just a good old law-abiding citizen, minding your own business, not doing nothing wrong. Cop comes up behind you, starts tailing you. What do you feel? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel scared? Do you feel nervous? Do you feel happy? Well, I would suggest that the majority of us feel kind of intimidated and scared. Because even if you aren't doing anything wrong, the cop may have that reason to pull you over just to fuck with you, and just to see if he can find a reason to give you a ticket. Because now we have to worry about cops making quotas. We have to worry about, them, and putting their foot down and marking their territory like this is fucking all dogs go to heaven and shit. Okay? Because that's not what it's like. We need to wake up, folks. You see the war with Ukraine that's coming, with Russia. Russia has been wanting our fucking heads on a plate for a while. And I'm telling you what, they're coming. They don't give a fuck if they're going to lose. They're coming. They want their pride back. We took and stole their pride. And there's one thing you don't understand about Russians is you just don't understand. So, and the problem is, I hope that Russia can come together as a peoples and realize that if we work together, maybe all of this petty bullshit can just be pushed aside. Who cares what religion you want to believe in? Who cares who you want to be? Who cares? Why don't you just care about you and your family? And if you see something that's being done injusticely, then you should do all you can to help. But if you cannot help, and it's within your power to not be able to help or to help, then it's your judgment call based on whether the people want your help or not. So it's about free will, folks. We've lost that. We've lost free will. When's the last time any of you had an original thought? You know, and that comes to the point, you know, when have you had an original thought? Something no one else has ever thought of or said. And it's so hard because our brains have been mapped, have been quarantined to only think a certain way and to only remember certain things and to only do certain things. But I'm telling you right now, folks, that the brain is much more capable than you give it credit. And the government knows this. And in fact, they suppress many things that will help enhance some of the areas of the brain that will make you become more intelligent. For instance, cannabis. You know, not only does it control seizures for someone like me who's been to war and has seizures because of some fucked up shit, dirty ass fucking war. It controls seizures. You know, why do they classify it as a type 3 drug when it clearly has medical benefits? We won't get into that. This is not about drugs today, because I could care less whether you take them or not. Should you be criminalized for doing something to yourself? No, I don't think so, but whatever. Let's get past that, you know? Excuse me. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not a perfect person. I'm a pretty rough person when it comes to my lifestyle, you know. I swear, I curse, I drink. Sometimes, socially. I'm not an alcoholic. But I do have a bad vocabulary, which is, it's hard for me not to use the military language. And you could see why all these people who are coming out of the military are shooting themselves and going crazy and shooting up bases and shit. Because they've been fucking deployed 10 times. They haven't seen their family in 30 fucking years almost. Because the time they do get to see with their family is very little. 60% of all military marriages end up in the divorce. The baby boomers. There's a new baby boomers coming up. The population is just growing. Not to mention the men to women ratio. For every one man, there's 4 girls being born. These are some reported studies, at least. Not to mention, there's a lot more homosexuality, which I'm totally not against, but it is a genetic bottleneck. Men are being born with estrogen. And I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know why to explain it. And we need to figure out what's causing it, whether it's normal, whether it should be happening, and I don't think it should be. I think it has to do with the growth hormones in our foods. It has to do with us poisoning our body, and now we're just tainting. Now, I'm not racist. I love everybody. In fact, I cried for little children that I had to watch suffer over in other fucking countries. So, I love people. I want to see people succeed. But what I don't see happening is a clear goal. We don't have a goal. We're falling into a hole. We don't have a goal. We're falling into a hole. And the hole is so fucking deep right now, folks, that if we don't start using the wood that we got to build ladders out this bitch, we're done. And I'm talking about we're mentally falling into a hole of prominency, of money, of TV, of fame, of nice dinners. You know? For me. Fuck the rest of the world. I don't give a fuck. You know, at the same time, you should care about yourself. You should treat yourself right. And you should unilaterally work together as a team to accomplish goals. What do? We work for people who fuck us over. Pay us low wages. They don't pay us fucking anything we want. Healthcare is out the roof. Now the government wants to control healthcare and just destroy the complete healthcare system. No private sector healthcare industries anymore. Just, you know, what in the fuck is going on? It feels like Nazi Germany 2.0. Oh, well, if you don't like this idea, if you don't match this idea, if you don't like this way of thinking, then bah humbug to you. Fuck you. You could become an extreme radical right and be called a fucking retard and be made fun of. But you can't have an opinion that makes sense. Because that's what radicals, you know, not some radicals, I would say radical thinking is not the way to go. Open thinking is the way to go. Nonviolence is always the way to go. You never want to be violent about it, because I don't need to put one finger on anyone to touch someone's heart. And that's the truth. I don't need to lay a finger on anyone to touch someone's heart. And that's what I'm here to do, folks. I may curse. I may not be the most, but I am a God-fearing man. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen things most of you fucks would never even begin to see. Excuse my language. You guys are awesome people. But there's some shitty people out there too. Government has technology, folks, and we use this technology, and it works fucking wonders. That's all I got to say. And instead of worrying about who's race, who's cooler, who's wearing the best shoes, who's wearing the nicest dress, we should be worrying about our climate change. We should be worrying about our sun. We should be colonizing and terraforming new planets. We should be building suits that protect us from radiation and disease, but yet somehow finding ways to make where our skin still get that natural sunlight with biodomes. Our planet's being destroyed, folks. Look around you. Things are not fucking normal. It's coming, it's happening, and you need to wake up to it. That's right. You need to wake up to it. And it can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. I'm going to tell you right now, I hope and pray to the Creator that this all folds out good. But we are going through the beginnings of a huge climate change that if we don't feel directly, our children will feel, or our children's children will feel. And I promise you it's soon. Our ozone layer is going to shit. Our atmosphere is going to shit. Oxygen levels going to shit. Methane levels are going up through the roof. Melting ice. Glaciers are melting. Sea levels are rising. Sun's getting warmer. It's warming the whole solar system. Things are getting cray-cray. So why does the government have 10,000 people colonized on Mars? Because it's further away from the sun. And as the sun gets warmer, so will Mars. And maybe Mars might eventually be habitable one day. So that's what they're there for. I can tell you that right now. And to be honest, we need to wake up and realize, folks, that our government is in a mad dash to save our species. You need to wake up and save yourself as well. And when I mean save yourself, I mean realize the paradox you've been living in, the false bullshit they're feeding you, the growth hormones in the food. I want you protesting every fucking street corner. I want you at every congressman's door, writing them letters. I want you doing whatever it takes to change this fucking country back to a God-fearing, good country that lets people do what they want with freedoms and liberties. That's it. You don't have to go to church. You still have freedom of religion. You still have freedom, the right to bear arms to protect yourself against foreign and domestic invaders. You still have a right to freedom of speech to say the things that you want, even though you may not like that other person's words. He still has a right to say them. You can just walk away. Doesn't matter. If they're in your house, and you don't want to hear them, then that's just, why are you there with them? So, think about it. If you're in a shitty relationship, ask yourself, why am I in a shitty relationship? Is he a shitty guy or is she a shitty girl? Are we both shitty together? Let's just be real. Let's stop living in mental madness, folks. Oh, you just had a baby with a girl you don't really give a shit about? Well, guess what? You better man the fuck up and take care of that shit. Oh, guess what, girl? You got pregnant, you're in college? Well, you better man the fuck up and take care of that shit. And I'm not talking about an abortion. I'm talking about being a real person, a human being. Not this fucking dirt bot that's walking around with their iPhones. Fucking tired of it. And there's nothing I can physically do about it except for tell people, hey. And hey, I'm guilty of it too. I got an iPhone. I got computers, but I don't live my life around them. Well, my computer I spend quite a bit of time with. But there's a lot of things that you can learn on the internet. And that's what's great about the internet. You can learn a ton. And learning and teaching is what we're here for. We're here to teach/learn, period. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Teach and learn. We're experiencing a conscious, sentient moment right now. Take advantage of it. Because you never know when you're going to get another sentient, conscious experience again. And you never know whether that information that you store today in your conscious, sentient beingness will transfer into your next life, if there is a next life. If there's even a 10% chance that there is a next life, I'm fucking trying. That's it. I'm trying, bro. And it's like the UFO sightings. If even one out of all of the fucking UFO sightings is real, we're not alone. So, ask yourself the question, what kind of world have you been living in? Have you been talking to God? And when I mean talking to God, talking to the universe, talking to Earth, spiritually talking within yourself. You telepathically talking to yourself. And some people would call this crazy, but no. You need to have a communication with the universe. You need to have a communication with the earth. You need to have the communication with your family. You need to have the communication with the Creator. Because we don't know who and what or where the Creator is. Because I know I created my daughter because I have this knowledge. So the same principle applies for the creation of mankind and life, period. I physically made my daughter appear. And so the Creator did as well. And a very long time ago, and it may have just been a small experiment he was doing in a lab. And boom, here's a perfect specimen. Bam, put him down there, pot him down here on planet Earth. I mean, we could be dealing with a Type 3 civilization, folks, that we could be calling God. And whether I choose to believe whether God is real or not, which I know He's real. I've experienced death, almost several times. And it's not about He, it's more of everything. He isn't He's everything. It's as if the creatures that live inside your body that make sure you work, the blood cells, and all the little beings that are inside your body that make you work right. You know, and I believe that the universe is the living embodiment of the Creator, and that we live and reside within inside the Creator. So, and that's why we can tap into an endless amount of information. There's so much to learn out there. That's because we've only just began to study the part of the universe that we're in. Now we're starting to expand out and realize, well, maybe we have some functionality to this. Maybe there's some intelligence behind what's going on. Maybe we are finding string theories and multiverses and multi-dimensions, which would mean there might be different beings and different, who knows? We know that there has to be life out there other than us. It's proven. Mathematically, it's proven. And if there's life out there other than us, we've been around for 2 million years as a species of human beings. Imagine a species of beings that's been around for 100 million years. Or 1 billion years. Or fuck, since almost the beginning of the creation of the universe. Which would be considered the angels, right? These beings, who were literally the first beings of life, the universe, after the Big Bang, after the universe became habitable, bam, these were the first beings to civilize in the universe. And then we're told, you know, this is where you gotta go, this is what you gotta do, this is where you spread your people, this is where you pod your people, this is how you terraform, you know. And terraforming is not out of the realm of possibility. In fact, we're doing it to Mars right now. Terraforming meaning turning a rocky, barren planet that's nothing into a planet that's habitable. And I can guarantee you that it's happening now. And who knows what else our government's doing scientifically when it comes to the stars. But we will get into that another day. Today I really want to focus on the upcoming war with Russia. It seems to be a proxy war. Fake, set up, staged, whatever you want to call it. To get the people's minds riled up, let's go to war with Russia, rah, rah, rah. If the people approve, then they can do whatever the fuck they want. So we cannot approve. We disapprove. We only approve things. You know, we don't get meddling within Russia and Ukraine. Why would we do that? What does that have any benefit for us? You know, and I see the real benefit for us, and it's the natural gas that Ukraine has and Russia holds. Russia wants Ukraine's natural gas. America wants Ukraine's natural gas. It's obvious. People need to wake the fuck up and realize that. You see, we fight wars over the stupidest shit. Well, we could find new energy. Free, clean energy. That they just put their fucking money that they do already have, trillions of dollars, and invest it into something that will pay off in the long run. With free energy. Free way of producing energy. No, let's keep the coal plants. No, let's keep all this really shitty shit for the atmosphere. Oh no, instead of finding clean burning fuel, free energy, solar power, wind power, these fucks will go to the ends of the earth and the universe to find the dirtiest, smokiest, chemicaliest, fucking radioactivist bullshit to burn to fuel our cars and fucking shit. About the money. They don't want to change the old ways. They don't, you know, I firmly believe in the Constitution, but I do not firmly believe in the energy usage that we have. Fucking get rid of the pollution. It's not helping. Now, is it controlling global warming? No. Absolutely not. There isn't a thing human beings could do on this planet that would change the atmosphere one bit. I promise you that. There's more cow flatulence. It's the number one ozone killer. Cow fucking farts. It's the number one ozone killer. Human beings do not make the planet warmer. And yes, do we slightly hurt it? Yes. I'm not saying that we're not slightly affecting some minor things here and there. But the sun is warming on a global scale, meaning all of the planets in the solar system are warming. If it was just a planet Earth problem, then it would be planet Earth only being warmed. But all of them are warming. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, all of them are warming. It's not a fucking Earth thing. Now, does it help that we destroy the shit out of our stuff because we use terrible energy? Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help. But I'm telling you right now, folks, the world is ours. It's all we got. This blue gem of a dot. It's all we got, folks. And if we don't protect it, if we don't chase the moneylenders off, the banks, the rich fucking fucks, excuse my language, who do not give back to society in any way, only to fill their fat, greedy pockets, go play golf, and eat at their 5-star restaurants, and stay at 10 different houses that they own, and have 30 different cars, and 15 different girls. Excuse my language. I'm a good person. I don't want to get off into that rant stuff. It's just frustrating. It really is frustrating for me, you know, and I'm going to put it to you this way. It's hard for me to hold my tongue when I talk about things like these because I'm really passionate about seeing change. I had a pretty rough lifehood, and I know some of you out there had a rough lifehood. You know, childhood and just a rough life. Period. Even up to this day. Being a leader in your community is what you need to do. Informing people, hey, you have rights. Use them. Hey, stop being a douchebag and do it in a nice way. You shouldn't be doing that, man. That's probably not a good idea. I don't want to know about that. Don't talk to me about that. You know, these are the things you need to do when you're approached by negative people. Just, if you have a shitty relationship, get the fuck out. Stop pretending. Stop being fake. Wake the fuck up and be real. You know, Jesus was one of my most inspirational people. And I'm not a Bible thumper, folks. I don't believe in mainstream Christianity. I don't go to church. But I believe in Jesus. I believe in a man who tried to change the world for the better. A man who saw through the bullshit and said, you know what? I call bullshit. And I saw it and I called it out and he was successful. And if one small man could do that, then just imagine what all of us together could do. I'm your host, Mad Max, and this has been Mental Madness. I love you guys all over the world. Don't care who you are, where you're from. If you're a cool person, I'll meet you on the other side, brothers and sisters. Until next time, see you later.